Season's greetings, geeks and nerds and Lazy Universe and White and Nerdy, and it's time for another Lazy Universe Christmas theme review. I know what you're probably thinking. Yes, the Grinch one was supposed to come up today, not a couple days ago. And that's only because the Annabelle's Wish video yet again got copyrighted, so I'm either gonna save that until December, or just straight up save that until next year and make schedule changes because screw it. So, yes, I am back here yet again talking about another Rankin Bass cartoon special, which, of course, this was also on my top 10 favorite Christmas cartoons list of all time, and for good reason because I share such a nostalgic connection to this one. So, I'm going to be talking about the 1979. I got that right on my first try. But the 1979 version of Jack Frost, not the horror movie. Yes, there is a horror movie called Jack Frost. Go and look it up. And also, no, not the classic Michael Keaton movie that was made in the 90s, which I actually do kind of like. Nope. We're going to instead talk about the Rankin Bass 1970s Christmas cartoon classic version. So this will be my review and retrospective upon the 1979 Jack Frost movie. So just to let people know, if you haven't seen this special yet, please go and watch it and then come back for this review. Otherwise, for people that have not seen this special yet, and they really should, just be forewarned that there will be some spoilers. Just to let people know this again and ahead of time, there might be some spoilers in this review. Yet, Jack Frost is a fictional character. Mostly people would probably recognize him from being heard in Nat King Cole's Christmas song where he says, and I quote, "Jack Frost is nipping at your nose." When winter comes around, people believe that Jack Frost is the one that's behind this. Or, and what better way than who wrote this again? George Bass probably thought of than, let's make him an ice elf character. Or, turn him into a superhero and have him join a team of superheroes that basically are holiday icons. Works too. No, I'm not going to review Rise of the Guardians because it's technically not a Christmas film, even though it has Santa Claus in it, and most of this movie majority takes place in the North Pole, but no. So, yeah. So I'm going to put this back in here. There we go. So Jack Frost was released in 1979, having the special voice talents of Robert Morris, Buddy Hackett, and of course Paul Frees. Now, Buddy Hackett, sure needs no introduction. A lot of people have heard him either sing or they grew up with Herbie the Love Bug like I did. He is in all three of the Herbie the Love Bug movies, so yeah. So anyways, let's take a look at what Jack Frost is going up to this year. So, is winter gonna come with a very new surprise? Well, let's find out about the tale when Jack Frost once became human. We'll discuss it more when time goes on. But anyways, let's travel back to the past to take off with Jack Frost and enjoy some winter fun. This is the 1979 Rankin Bass Jack Frost. We begin with the world getting ready for Pardon Me Pete, one of the world famous groundhogs that exist out there, play upon County Fair. As we get to meet the immortal Pardon Me Pete, voiced by the iconic and legendary Buddy Hackett as he sings a song entitled Me and My Shadow, which I'd love to play, but copyright issues and all that. But Buddy Hackett tells us, well, the audience, that he has a deal with Jack Frost, that he portrayed with him every single year so he can get more sleep.
You'll never catch on up there. That's a magic shadow. It belongs to Jack Frost.
Now, in the old school Rankin Bass cartoons, they always had a special guest star that would basically tell the story that you're listening to. Fred Astaire, Shirley Winters, Andy Griffith. There's a bunch of different voice casts all in between. Yet, however, with Buddy Hackett, there's something special about his performance. Maybe it's his kind, soothing, and polite tone of voice. Maybe it's just because I was used to him growing up and he always made me feel basically somewhat warm inside, like he just had that warm and inviting voice. I don't know the reason, but Buddy Hackett is one of my favorite guest stars that basically is the storyteller. He just has a very nice tone of voice that just is so polite to listen to and basically makes it on himself all that more of ingenious or believing or even perhaps inviting. But there is another storyteller that has a nice tone of voice to him. I'm surprised that Rankin Bass never went to him though, but then again, maybe around the time he wasn't as big as he would later on become. But this is a storyteller that I'm thinking of.
Now it's getting dark. Don't like the dark either. Come here and bark a bit.
Oh yeah, that's right. You just saw that. I made a fucking storyteller reference. Wonder how many of my viewers are old enough to remember this. Was a Jim Henson series, but wasn't that popular. Only had 9 episodes. They're based off of fairy tales and folk tales from around the world. Starred John Hurt and Brian Henson. No. Nobody. I'd be surprised if I do get a couple of commenters saying, I remember the storyteller, or just Jim Henson fans remembering it, but. Anyone? No? No? Oh. I thought somebody was raising his hands in the back. You? No? You're good? Okay. But anyways, let's hear the story and remember the story with Buddy Hackett about how Jack Frost had once become human. Which, as weird as that sounds, we'll come back to this eventually, but for now, let's just enjoy the story. We begin in a fictional fairy tale, or fictional town, in this fictional universe known only to the world as one beloved January Junction. Ah, yes, January Junction. It's just across from February Falls and just reaches into Marsh Mountain, but you have to go through the April Valley in order to get there, but you have to pass all to the main June foray, and then you have to go straight into the July Jamboree. Anyhow, they're hiding money away from the King of the Cortex, known only in the world by the horrible name that he has, Kubla Kraus.
What's up with the beautiful king of the Cossacks? This kaput.
As you couldn't tell, yes, Jack Frost is supposed to be based off of a Russian folklore, with everybody in the special trying to do a Russian accent. But the two that we have seen earlier, Mama and Papa, yes, that's their names, have a daughter named Alicia who just happens to fall in love with Jack Frost every single year. What she means that she falls in love with Jack Frost's work, not his, until Kubla Kraut just comes across to basically ruin her day and wreck her a little ice skating capade. Okay, fine. She didn't fall to her death, and then this special Jack makes it into an icicle chain, and she somehow randomly floats down to the bottom, calling Jack to basically to his face that he's a hero and because he saved her. So Jack takes that to heart, flies back to the Kingdom of the Winter Clouds for a wish. And this is where we come back to the Jack Frost becoming human thing. Now, as you could already see, Jack Frost is basically that of a winter folklore figure. Like I said, basically from everybody speaking in a Russian accent, that Jack Frost is based off of Russian folktale, which means that Jack Frost is based off of Russian supernatural creature. Maybe he is, I don't know. But they want this to be Russian because they already picked on the Irish. We gotta review that at some point, I promise. A lot of people don't believe me about that, but yeah, there's a Rankin Bass special where basically they insult the Irish. Kind of. Sort of. Yeah. Not sure if I have any Irish viewers out there, but Yeah. Just bringing this up now, just in case if I review it like either like in December or even next year, just prepare yourself for this thing of that. So, because Jack's little icicle grew 3 times bigger that day, and if you get that reference, thank you, and if you don't get that reference and it went way over your head, he decides that, yes, just because Alicia gave him property and made him feel larger than life, he goes back to the kingdom of the winter clouds and asks Father Winter if he can turn him human.
I'm sorry. I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
By the way, I gotta give this film a compliment. I love the Kingdom of the Winter Cloud, and I love the design of Father Winter. It looked really awesome and very beautiful. But up upon this little place is Jack's best friend, known as Snip. Snip is a snowflake maker, and no two snowflakes are exactly the same. So Jack returns and surprises Snip, which Snip even tells him that you're not supposed to be here, otherwise Father Winter will be angry. But Jack wants to ask Father Winter for a favor. And Jack kinda tells Father Winter that it's his fault. You sent me down amongst the humans, but even though I try to interact with them, they can't hear or see me. So Father Winter cuts a deal with him. I will turn you into human for such a period of time. But if you can find everything that you need that I ask of you, then you may continue to be human. You need a house, gold, and a woman to love you. But if you can't have any of these things, then you must come back and live with me. And so, by magic, yes, by absolute magic, Jack turns into a fairy figure into a human.
Who said that?
I have words now. I think I almost spoke one. I have bones now.
I know that this is a fairy tale, but that fall should have killed him, and so he happened to run into the woman that gave him his big icicle, Alicia, who is kind to him. With a fall like that, he should have ended up worse than Laura Croft in the 2013 game, where she parachuted down, hit herself upon limbs of trees, fell, hit the ground, and yet somehow still walked away like she was fine. I mean, she was still injured, but it took a while for her injury to catch up to her because of the adrenaline. What's his excuse? Was some magical little wood sprite or something keeping an eye on him, or a wind sprite, and making sure that he, would be fine? I mean, seriously, you would think that he'd be more injured than this, but he's not. I don't even understand what goes on here. All I'm just telling you is that this happened. And yes, I know, this is a children's cartoon. We don't need to make sense of anything like this. And I know that I said it before, and I'll say it again. Questioning cartoon logic is always a bad idea, but it's like a drug addiction, man. I just can't help myself but question the logic in cartoons sometimes. I mean, come on, you gotta bear with me. So Jack goes in disguise upon the name of Jack Snip and pretends that he is a tailor so he can get into town and get to stay with Alicia and her parents. As we learn, Kubla Klaus was once the king of the Cossacks, but the Cossacks ruled him as basically too rude of a ruler, so they kicked him out of Russia. This film also tried to make you feel bad for Kubla, as he is basically alone, and every single person that lived with him, including the mice, are mechanical. But of course, Jack's friends, Snip and Holly, a Snow, I can't say the word because it's rude, come to stay with him and his parents to keep an eye on him. Which then, Alicia's true love interest comes in, and is it me? Or do these two really do look like Barbie and Ken, so I was expecting this to happen?
Write this one.
We also learn that Alicia and her parents are actually poor, so they can't really afford any gifts, but they pretend that they can afford gifts that they want every single year. I do like that subtle little message inside this Christmas cartoon, which is great for kids, especially young ones. It's like you can't always expect to have those big things that you ask Santa for, but you can always have that little small thing that just means the world to you. And it even goes to show people that maybe you can't get that really big, freaking damn expensive thing that you always wanted. But maybe having something small might make you all the more happy, like a small gift that you never knew that you wanted. Always is something that basically means the world to some people. I mean, even hell, yeah, I get a bunch of different gifts and assortment gifts from all my family members, and I still even love them. Just like this Christmas sweater I got last year, and I really do love it. Well, for one thing, I didn't know that I wanted another Christmas sweater, but here you go. And number two, it's the peanuts, man, and the peanuts are fucking awesome. Deal with it. But I do like that sort of little message to probably the young dude where it's like, you might not get everything that you're asking for, but you should be happy for what little that you get. Because always remember, there's always another year for Santa to come back and remember you. And Santa sometimes doesn't just deliver to one family member's house, delivers to multiple. Always remember that. In case if you don't get what you want that Christmas morning, well, always remember, there's always next year, and Santa always sometimes delivers to more than one house. Keep that in mind for your young ones. So Cobra falls in love with Elisa. Yeah, that's a given. And basically forces her to be his wife, so he basically kidnaps her and takes her back to his castle. Before this, however, Sir Ravino decides to stop by with Elisa and give her a gift and a gift of love. A beautiful red rose to claim her for his own. So Jack, Snip, Holly, Sir Ravino, and her parent basically try to intervene upon saving her. And yet somehow this all happens even though they're robots. But Sir Ravino somehow, in some way, becomes injured just by fighting.
I've been killed! I've been blinded! Oh, there's nobody near me, huh? Okay, I'm kidding.
So in order to protect the people that he loved, Jack decided to be transformed back into a snow elf, snow whatever that you want to call him, and summons up Winter. As Jack had worked so hard on trapping Kubla Kraut inside of his impenetrable fortress of snow and ice for as long as he can. But unfortunately, spring had started to spawn, and for Kubla, that means good news, which means that now he can finally leave his prison after being stuck there. But the good news for Jack is that he got mostly what he needed. A house, gold, and a horse, even though the horse Clang Stomper is mechanical, but I guess it counts. So he rides back in a hurry to basically be with Alicia, but unfortunately she's gonna marry Sir Ravino, because as it turns out, she never loved Jack Snip, this man here. So after doing all of this to protect the people that he loved, he finally had to let Alicia go. He finally had to move on and give her a happy life. And so that was Jack Frost, a very wonderful and memorable Rankin Bass cartoon that is shown around Christmas, and yes, it is tied into Christmas, even though it goes from basically winter to spring, just like that. Which kinda sometimes happens in real life. So do I recommend Jack Frost? Absolutely. It's a gorgeous animated special with some great voice acting and some great musical talents, especially with Buddy Hackett performing most of the songs. And again, he is a well crafted and gifted storyteller. So if you can pick up Jack Frost or just watch it on cable or wherever that you can find it, Jack Frost is definitely worth your time. As he is definitely one that will come nipping at your nose, but also he's a guy, and this is a special that will warm your heart. So give Jack Frost a worthy try.
Nipping at your nose. You can feel them in your toes. A shiver and a tear lets you know Jack Frost.
So guys, thank you so much for watching. I believe you I want you to keep you on. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that good YouTube thing. Hit that bell icon down below so you can be notified every single time that I make an upload. And as always, please do check out the 1979 Jack Frost. You will not be disappointed by how damn good it is. But come back next time, as I believe next time that we're going to be taking a look at something that is quite memorable to a bunch of people. And, well, I can think of no other special time to do it. So come back next time, as we'll be taking a holiday. Oh, we'll be taking a holiday, alright, because we'll be celebrating Christmas with Batman and the Clown Prince of Crime.